Welcome to WestfordCAT's weekly news show. I'm Alex Svensson. It's the beginning of September, and we have a lot going on this week. The Materion building on Liberty Way in Westford was evacuated last Wednesday after a small chemical fire broke out inside. Westford's fire chief said all active duty firefighters were rushed to the scene in response, with the Acton, Ayer, Chelmsford, and Littleton fire departments providing coverage for Westford as crews battled the fire. The cause of the fire is under investigation, and it's not yet clear when the building will reopen. A Westford man faces several criminal charges after he was accused of threatening staff at 2 New Hampshire restaurants last month. 57-year-old Mark Kidman was arraigned in court last month after he was arrested at a Texas roadhouse in Manchester. Police say they were called to the restaurant after staff reported that Kidman was threatening them with a knife and a handgun, and one employee even alleged that Kidman assaulted them. Police were able to disarm Kidman and take him into custody. While in custody, Kidman received an additional charge for another incident earlier that day when he was accused of making threats with a handgun at the Caribbean Market on Maple Street in Manchester. The town of Westford announced last month that Hannah Moeller was appointed as the town's new treasurer and collector. Moeller began her new role in August following the retirement of long-term treasurer and collector Christine Collins. Moeller, who comes to Westford from Groton, brings over 13 years of municipal experience in finance. Moeller's extensive experience in municipal treasury and collections, coupled with her proven leadership in Groton, will make her a tremendous asset to our community, Westford Town Manager Kristen Lass said. Westford educators are reacting after the Massachusetts Senate passed a bill in July which would ban cell phone usage in public schools across the state beginning next school year. The bill passed with a 38-2 vote on July 31st and has support from many lawmakers, including Governor Healy, Attorney General Campbell, Education Secretary Tutwiler, and Westford State Senator Cronin. Many opponents of the bill, however, are parents who are concerned about their children's safety in schools. I spoke to Westford Public School Superintendent Chris Chu and Westford School Committee President Catherine Clear, and I asked them what their opinion was on the bill. Chu said, "The fact that there will now be statewide guidance and expectations is actually very helpful, as consistency with that is far more successful in my experience than when everyone is doing something different." Catherine Clear said, "I know there are many parents who are concerned about wanting to be in contact with their students, especially during emergencies. I would have felt the same originally, but recent studies, show that students who are on their phones during emergencies are actually slower to respond." August 26 also marked the last community market of the summer season, held by the Rodenbush Community Center. We spoke to some of the business owners and community leaders at the market and asked them why they were there that day and what they offered to the community.
Dozens of local businesses and organizations are out here at the Abbott School in Westford for the August 26th Rodenbush Community Market, the last community market of the summer. We spoke to some of the leaders of these organizations and some of these business owners and asked them a little bit about what they do, why they're out here, and how they're supporting the Westford community.
So I guess I'll remain the same.
Wrapping up the summer season, the Rodenbush Community Center held their last summer community market at the Abbott School on August 26th. The market also hosted Westford's 4th annual International Block Party and Diversity Festival, featuring food, music, cultural performances, and family-friendly activities. A wide array of local businesses and several different organizations from the town of Westford were present at the market in order to showcase the town's diverse cultures and highlight the various businesses and community organizations. The Friends of the J.V. Fletcher Library, the Westford Museum and Historical Society, Westford Rotary Club, Westford Conservation and Trust, Westford LGBTQ Friends and Allies, Westford DEI Committee, and several members of the Westford School Committee were among the organizations present at the market.
The Friends has been around since 1972. We raise money for the library. The foundation was formed in 2017 expressly for the library expansion project. So we work in tandem to raise money. The foundation is slated to raise $1.5 million of the overall total cost of the project.
So we have 2 floors of Westford's artifacts. We go into the Native American artifacts, Revolutionary War artifacts. We've got home life, farm life. We go into the history of the quarries and the mills, and yeah, pretty much represent Westford's entire history.
In addition to the organizations and community leaders, many local businesses were present at the market, including Good Pickin' Farm, Farmer Dave's, Kindra's Kitchen, Pleasant Street Bread, J.A. Woodworking, La Katrina Mobile Food, and Sweetie's Candy Bus.
Many people want to feed their families healthy and nutritious meals, and we don't necessarily have the time to do so. So that's why I started Kindra's Kitchen. That's what my goal is to just make your life easier. And I hope that by being here at the market that I can spread the word around Westford and hopefully reach more families.
The next community market will be held on October 5th, and it'll be the first fall community market held in the gymnasium at the Rodenbush Community Center. Reporting for WestfordCAT, I'm Alex Svensson.
Recently, participants in a rehab program called Rehab Health 360 gathered at Nara Park in Acton to exercise their brains on a Friday afternoon. WestfordCAT reporter Jenny Bahanic spoke with a doctor and a patient at the program to find out more.
This program started about 2.5-3 years ago, and we call it our Talk Your Walk Power Hour program. And it's the concept of bringing rehab outside the 4 walls. In the 4 walls, you are in a safe environment. Yes, I can get up from a chair, I can walk from point A to point B. But when you bring this individual outside in this environment, which has fresh air, greenery around it, and it's connecting with not just the nature, but connecting with other people around you and bringing like a community together.
What I like about this program is it gives me some strength, some agility, some balance, all those things, because the people here are great, and they remind me of them doing things the best. So.
Did you know there have been bear sightings in Westford and that there's been residents who have seen bobcats? WestfordCAT reporter Jenny Bahanic spoke with members of the Wildlife of Westford Facebook group, where residents share photos and videos of animals that they have spotted in Westford. Check out this video of 3 bears spotted in Westford residents Terry Statter's backyard. Now let's take a look at our weather outlook for the week. Following a muggy and rainy weekend, it'll be mostly sunny, pleasant, and mild, with temperatures in the low 70s, which is typical for this time of year. Overnight temperatures are expected to dip down below 50 degrees, and skies will be mostly clear. That's all for this week's edition of WestfordCAT News. I hope you stay tuned again for next week, and once again, thanks for watching.